Introduction. In Lesson 8, Part 3, we witnessed a challenging situation. The Pharisees, together with the Herodians who were loyal to political power, conspired to trap Jesus. They forced him to choose between opposing the Roman government or losing the support of the people. When asked about paying taxes to the emperor, Jesus replied, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." This teaching has echoed through the centuries, becoming a guiding principle for the life of faith. And today, as we move into Lesson 9, Part 3, we continue to listen to another profound teaching of Jesus. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. This is a powerful call to live with honesty and transparency. In a world filled with lies, deceit, and double talk, he calls us to live simply and truthfully, so that our words reflect the truth within our hearts. Today, honesty seems to have become so rare that many people feel the need to end their words with an oath, to make them more believable. But Jesus teaches us to put away careless and unnecessary oaths. Now, we will explore the background, meaning, and practical application of this teaching in modern life. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 to 37, which is part of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus taught his disciples to avoid meaningless oaths and instead, to live with absolute honesty in their daily speech. He emphasized that all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. He warned against the habit of swearing by heaven, by earth, by Jerusalem, or even by one's own head, because all things belong to God, and human beings cannot control their own lives. When we read this passage, we are reminded that everything comes from God. The Apostle Paul also wrote, "What do you have that you did not receive? And if you did receive it, why do you boast as if you did not?" The 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. The wisdom of this world and human boasting are foolishness before God. Careless oaths often reveal arrogance and deceit within the heart. Christians must be known as people who keep their word, live with honesty, transparency, and reliability, so that their lives become a testimony to the truth. This is the foundation of a strong life of faith, reflecting the character of Jesus Christ in every circumstance of life. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 to 37, Jesus said, "All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one." At that time, many Jews turned simple answers into oaths, either to appear more holy or to make their words seem more trustworthy. But Jesus exposed this arrogance, reminding us that even a single hair is in God's power and not under human control. His teaching emphasizes that integrity must be demonstrated in daily life, not through outward or superficial oaths. A faithful and trustworthy person does not need to add oaths to strengthen their credibility. Their very life affirms their honesty. This is a call for the church to become a community of people who keep their word, reflecting the faithfulness of God in every word and action. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 to 37, Jesus calls his disciples to live with absolute honesty and integrity, so that even simple words carry the same weight as a solemn oath. He teaches that exaggeration or swearing by heaven, earth, or anything else, to make a promise seem trustworthy, comes from a deceitful heart. Followers of Christ do not need elaborate rituals, because the honesty of their words alone is enough for others to trust them. Just like other parts of the Sermon on the Mount, this teaching focuses on inner righteousness, rather than outward compliance. A person of integrity does not need additional oaths to be trusted, because their credibility is already affirmed through daily living. Jesus also warned that anything beyond a simple yes or no comes from the evil one, because unnecessary oaths are often used to hide deceit or manipulation. Some Christian traditions interpret this teaching not as an absolute prohibition of all oaths, but as a condemnation of careless and false ones, while still permitting serious and necessary oaths, such as those made in a courtroom. The core message is this: believers must be known as trustworthy people with a reputation for truth so strong that they never need to swear an oath. This is how we reflect the very nature of God, the one who is ever faithful, who keeps his promises and who speaks the truth. In Matthew chapter 26, verses 69 to 75, Peter denied Jesus 3 times, fulfilling the prophecy that before the rooster crowed, he would deny him 3 times. Earlier, he had boldly declared that he would never abandon the Lord, even if it meant dying. But when he was questioned by the servants and those around in the courtyard of the high priest, he denied him, even swearing and cursing that he did not know him. Immediately after this, the rooster crowed, and Peter remembered the words of Jesus. He went outside and wept bitterly, showing the painful consequences of dishonest speech, when fear and weakness led him to deny the very one he loved. The lesson for us is this: dishonest words can lead to deep regret, but the grace of God still opens the way to restoration. Later, Peter became a strong leader of the church, proving that the faithfulness of Jesus can transform weakness into strength. This story shows the sharp contrast between human weakness and the faithfulness of Jesus. While Peter failed, Jesus still kept his promise and remained faithful even to death on the cross. This account reminds us that honesty in speech is the foundation of a steadfast life of faith, reflecting the truth within the heart and building lasting credibility. In John chapter 18 verse 20, when questioned before the high priest Annas, Jesus declared, "I have spoken openly to the world. I taught in synagogues and in the temple where all the Jews come together. I said nothing in secret." This declaration reveals the absolute transparency of his message. No concealment, no schemes, no secret doctrines. He taught openly among the crowds so that anyone could bear witness to the truth. It was precisely this transparency that challenged his accusers. If they wished to condemn him, they had to seek public witnesses, not conduct judgment in the shadows. Through this statement, we see the courage and integrity of Jesus. Even when facing danger, he remains steadfast in the truth, without evasion or compromise. This is an example for his followers, to live transparently so that both words and actions reflect the truth. Honesty is not merely a principle, but a defining mark of a life of faith. The saints are living witnesses to the teaching of Jesus. To live honestly so that words and actions reflecting faith become the essence of holiness, turning abstract belief into a living testimony through concrete deeds. The saints did not merely speak about Christ. They lived the gospel in every moment, even when facing trials or death. Saint Francis of Assisi once emphasized, "Preach the gospel at all times and if necessary use words." Saint John the Baptist bore witness to the truth with humility, accepting his place and living fully in God's truth. Saint Joseph stands as a model of honesty, silently acting with absolute obedience to God's will without complaint. Many other saints also left a powerful legacy. Saint Bernadette Soubirous, known for her honesty, never tried to prove anything beyond simply recounting the truth of what she experienced, despite doubt and ridicule. Saints Thomas More and John Fisher were martyred for their fidelity to the faith, refusing lies and living with integrity in a complex political context. Saint Alphonsus Liguori, once a lawyer, never accepted cases that were unjust, remaining truthful in his work. Honesty is also expressed through sacrifice and love. Saint Maximilian Kolbe gave his life to save another at Auschwitz, reflecting the true Christian love. Saint Gianna Beretta Molla lived her faith through small daily actions, with courage and complete trust in God. Saint Teresa of Calcutta reflected her faith through concrete love for the poorest of the poor. The Vietnamese martyrs are the most powerful testimony to honesty and faith. Rather die than abandon the faith in Christ, they exchanged their lives to protect their belief, turning faith into the ultimate act. From the words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verse 37, and the shining example of the saints, we are reminded that holiness is not found only in speech, but in the unity of faith and action, bringing honesty, truth, and transparency into every word and deed of daily life, so that faith is not merely theory, but becomes a living truth, a firm conviction, and a transforming power in family, work, and society. In the family, honesty in speech is the foundation for building trust and unity. When spouses, parents, and children know that each other's words are always reliable, love is strengthened. In the workplace, a person's reputation is affirmed through truthfulness. One who speaks the truth and avoids deceit will be respected by colleagues and partners, and that very integrity becomes a lasting strength. In society, living transparently makes our words a light for others. A community built on truth and transparency will be stronger, and believers are called to be salt and light in this world. In personal life, practicing simplicity allows our words to reflect the truth within the heart, helping us avoid deceit and duplicity. It is this very honesty that makes faith come alive, present in every small action of daily life. The teaching of Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verse 37, is not only for the past, but holds profound value for life today. He calls us to live honestly so that simple words reflect the truth within the heart. This is how we put his teaching into practice, to let yes be yes, and no be no, living truthfully in every moment, every relationship, and in all circumstances. Conclusion. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. This is a call to live with honesty and transparency. Living truthfully, we become witnesses to truth and love, reflecting the light of Christ in a world full of deceit. This is the next step in the journey of humility and service, inviting us to be transformed by honesty to fully live the mission of love. Lesson 9, Part 3 comes to a close, but the journey, humility and service, continues. In Lesson 10, Part 3, we will explore another teaching of Jesus: whoever wants to be first must be last. This is the very path that leads to true glory. Lord, your light breaks through the skies. Truth eternal, love that never dies. Honest words, a heart made pure. With Christ we walk, our hope secure. Thank you for joining me in experiencing Lesson 9, Part 3. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. If this lesson has touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that together we may spread the light of the gospel and the spirit of humble service to everyone.